Just makes you want to get up and shake my little tail feather a little bit.
It's the 90s, Hacksaw! Get on board!
So you people think I ain't serious, you better take a look at me again.
Let the party begin. I've got snacks.
Okay, I just wanted to be weird. Hey, welcome everybody. My name's Tom Green. And this is the time where I say, look at us. We did it again. Another 360, not 360, only 7. I'm not gonna give us that much credit. But 7 days around the sun is a pretty good run we've had. Welcome to WCW Deep Cuts Live. Again, my name's Tom Green. My socials are down there. Look at those pretty things. Follow me there. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us as we do every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We all get together to watch the forgotten classics of WCW's past of the 1990s. Welcome everybody in the Erotic Eric Fontaine fan club, aka the chat. I see Commodore Amigo, it is me, Tom Green. I see Soggy Hydrox. I see my pal Scotland, Mr. Green Mist, kayfabe cousin. If you're around Thursday, just FYI, 9 p.m. after you've eaten all the turkey and the stuffings and ignored all your relatives, 9 p.m. follow him on Twitch, twitch.tv/Mr. Green Mist. Special leftovers episode of the pro wrestling potluck. He's done a bunch of gimmick episodes, like this past week, a bunch of clips and matches having to do with Hollywood, for instance. But he's done other shows like that. It's the leftovers, the stuff he couldn't fit into those shows. It's gonna go on that stream Thursday at 9 p.m. I see Peter Crawford. I see Jonathan Mayer. Hello, hello. Hey, Jonathan. I see my old pal Brian Dermody. I'm so happy you overheard those folks yelling at those young whippersnappers about NXS last weekend. I see Great Keith 360. Hey, LJH, welcome. So yeah, last week we had so much show. We went over 3 hours, and it was long, but y'all stuck with me, and I'm so happy and I'm so proud. This week we got a regular show, and not just that, we didn't have enough show. So I went through and I found a couple bonus goodies. We're gonna start up front with, first off, so last week, if you weren't here, it's on YouTube for now. We watched WCW Millennium Final, a German exclusive pay-per-view from November 2000 in Oberhausen, Germany, and changed our lives, I feel like. But there was a second, this is not a bit, there's a second stream, or a second feed of the show that you could order, where instead of like the commentary, it was just the two guys running the website doing like chats with the wrestlers all night. And I found one of them. I listened to a little bit of it, and it is wild. So we're gonna start off with that, with Oliver Kopp and the folks who ran the WCW German website chatting with old K-Dog, Konnan. So here we go. So if you weren't here last week, believe this is a one-ear butter. Hey, Masteel, yes, Oliver Kopp, TNM7, text-based simulators for life. So we got Konnan there sitting with Oliver in the suit. This was during the Mike Sanders Kiwi match. This is literally how the show aired. They would just have the actual show itself.
And I'm like 80% from that, and I suffered a concussion, I think in Birmingham, England.
I'll turn it up a little bit so you all can hear it.
So I would say in another month I'll be 100%.
Let me know if you all can't hear that. Hey, Cajun Jungle Tea Gray, welcome. You're just in time.
Our fans have a couple of questions for you. For instance,
Yeah.
Konnan, are you here? Are you actually here? Yes, he is here.
Konnan, are you
What
here?
Is that so they can see me on the internet?
This is on the internet and on Premier World.
All right, awesome. It sounds good, says Scotland.
Well, there are some things which people would like to know. Number one, you've been basically everywhere. You've been to Japan, you've been to Mexico, you've been to Europe, to the United States. What kind of style suits you best?
I would say Lucha Libre from Mexico.
Also, I love
'cause
the
it's very
comeback of the
quick
giant
and,
clown
it's very
nose
exciting.
microphone from last week.
Lucha Libre,
Okay.
L-U-C-H-A.
He's
then
teaching
the
them how to
second
spell
one is
Lucha Libre. That's great.
B-R-E.
Und Lucha mit CH. Also Konnan, sagt, das Lucha Libre, es liegt ihm am besten, weil...
So if you remember from last week, most everybody worked at least 2 matches on that show. Konnan did like 2 minutes in the Battle Royal and got out, and then came back to do this. And that was all he did.
Yeah.
Is that in your plans?
Well, you know, like you said, I've been to Canada and to Japan and Venezuela, and I've been all over the world. In Mexico, I was 6 times heavyweight champion. I was 6-time tag team champion. I still hold the all-time gate record there, 58,000 people at Plaza de Toros. In the United States, I still hold the all-time record in Los Angeles.
Noli was saying goodnight.
20,000 people. Nobody's broken that yet. But the one thing that's eluded me is WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
That's
As
a
you said,
super
I've had
weird
the
camera
US
angle right
Championship.
there.
I've had
That's a better than Ezra?
TV championship, but it's kind of hard because there's a lot of politics behind that. That's why I really want to go to WWF.
Yeah, right, Scotland, right when you said the show where everybody seemed unhappy. This is a WCW program, by the way. Gunnan's like, yeah, I want to go to the WWF.
You, Eddie Guerrero, and Art Barr were the best trio ever in Mexico in the modern era.
Like, imagine if like AEW ran like a some sort of like Twitch stream during Dynamite, and like Daniel Garcia was on there, like, yeah, I'd like to go to NXT.
And Art Barr was incredible. And I just think that we were entertaining, we were revolutionary, we were creative. But people like Evil
Also,
Santos,
great
Psychosis,
view
even
for
some
the
of the
folks
guys that you
watching
see
at
in
home on
WCW,
this
like
feed.
Lance Storm, Billy Kidman, if they were to get 3 young guys, you know, as talented as we were, and put them together, I think they could do what we did. But
Yeah, I
so
could
far,
see
don't
some
think
of their
there's
roster
been a
doing it. I
trio
could
like
also
us.
see them having somebody off screen be like, no, you can't say that. Oh, that's cool, Commodore Amigo. Very cool, Johnny Mundo.
Und es könnte durchaus sein, dass es nochmal so ein Trio gibt. There's one other thing.
So,
You've been
that is a huge computer screen for 2000.
You've wrestled, I think you wrestled Onita once in some kind of tag team match. But what was the best match you think you've ever had? What was
Just
the
cut
most-
into some dude drinking with the special guest referee. He's not drinking, it's a Coke.
I think to me is when I it would have to be 2 when I broke the all-time record in Mexico. There's been wrestling in Mexico for 69 years.
Konnan couldn't
and I broke
breathe
the
without
all-time
mentioning
record.
that he broke the
That was
attendance record in
incredible
Mexico.
for me because every sports athlete, every movie star, everybody was there to see me. And when I came to Los Angeles about 5 years ago, being a wrestler from Mexico and broke the all-time record in LA.
Again, like,
Not Hogan,
Konnan's
not The Rock,
cool,
not Steve Austin, not
But
nobody's
there's
been able to break that.
this is
So
a random
it
shot of
wasn't
Doug Dillinger
a
telling
match,
Mike
it was a
Awesome,
moment.
hey, you gotta go this way, they're doing something down there. What? This is insane. And again, this is something you could pay to watch.
Und so viel Geld in ein Wrestling-Event reinzubringen wie Konnan selbst. Hält dies für eines seiner wichtigsten Dinge, die in seiner Karriere geleistet hat. But Konnan, how do you rate your chances of making a lasting impression on every one of the young wrestling fans today? Because you've always
That's a
been
very
somebody
like
who likes to charity work,
deep
who
question.
likes to work with the young people.
We're just bugging wrestlers as they're walking through the locker room here.
Tired, or do you think you can go for like 10, 15 more years doing what you do?
No, I want to explain something to everybody. 2 years ago when I was very hot in WCW and I was going to record an album.
That's something.
Like I said before,
Commodore Amigo dropping an anecdote about Johnny Mundo. Maybe being disgruntled
in WCW like Mexico, because as I said, there's politics in every job. But I think that what you're going to do is see me either go to WWF and become a big star, or go back to Mexico and bring wrestling.
He's just like straight up, yeah, I'm gonna quit. I'm going to quit this job.
I just met a guy from Belgium here. Dieter wanted to bring wrestling to Germany, so I want to bring Lucha Libre to Europe.
He's just listing out all these things he's going to do that have nothing to do with WCW. This is great.
In Europa etablieren. Würde sehr gerne nach Deutschland kommen mit seinem Wrestling-Stil. Ist sehr offen für alles Neue und will auf alle Fälle was erreichen in seiner Karriere, was bisher auch schon getan hat.
And meanwhile, Mike Sanders is up in the corner yelling at people. You think I'm an asshole?
Who would you say is the one with the most promise? Like Alex Skipper, like maybe Kiwi?
Dieter does sound like a
I would
pervert.
definitely have to say.
Though Fit Finley standing there in a towel watching the screen. Like, why do they keep cutting to the people that they're telling, hey, get out of the way?
Rey Mysterio. Those are the guys who, to me, have an incredible future. And I also think that Rey Mysterio.
Let her just take a single bump, and hopefully Howard Finkel's listening to the second
because
feed.
of politics, because they have more talent than anybody in the company.
One thing a fan would like to know is, how did your wrestling career get started? How did you basically get the idea?
Like, Oliver Kopp's trying to steer him
Well, it
away
happened by accident. I was a boxer.
from saying things
that
that are not politically smart.
And then,
How did you get started? Well, I got started by hating WCW.
I was an overnight success. I mean, 1 year into the business, I was a big star. So I was very, very, very lucky.
Also Konnan sagt, hatte sehr viel Glück. Kam mehr durch Zufall zum Wrestling als geplant. War eigentlich Boxer, wollte zur Olympiade, hatte sich an der Schulter verletzt, musste deswegen absagen und so kam es dann, dass er sich fürs Wrestling interessiert. Ich würde sagen, eine sehr gute Karriere. One thing which has always basically puzzled me is your relationship with Vampiro. It's been very
the Vampiro heat.
Apparently, you guys patched things over. What's the current status?
Well, Vampiro was the hottest wrestler in Mexico, and so was I. And he had a rock band, I had a rap band. I did soap operas, I did commercials, I did a rap album, and he was on the cover of all these magazines. I mean, we were just two huge names in Mexico, and I think that maybe there was professional jealousy.
Yes, a rap band. Nothing bugs me more. Thank you for bringing that up, Scotland. Than somebody saying rap band or pop band.
We patched things up. He's doing good, and good for him, And
it's cutting to Steve Wright, Alex Wright's dad, watching the TV. This is riveting television.
Also Konnan und Vampiro waren erbitterte Gegner und es gab viele in Mexiko.
Also, I believe that those boxes just say egg. Like, those boxes have eggs in them? We are prepped. We got all of our food, and we're also going to go visit my mom. Thanks for asking, Cajun Joke Teacher.
After what happened in Australia, how do you rate things?
I think that'll be hard because what he did in Australia, made the company look bad. He's without a doubt Hoovie's one of the 5 best.
Oh, Susanimal!
I just think that he's a victim of politics
my
too.
man.
There were.
Conan barely raps in Spanish, let alone English.
It's like
I would love
if you're a star, you
to
can do
watch
get away with whatever you
Conan
want.
rapping German. Hey, Optimum Vision. So this is a bonus thing I found from the show we watched last week. There was a second feed where they had wrestlers come in and do interviews with the chat room from the German website. And we're just listening to Conan shit all over WCW. It's awesome.
He'll be somewhere. He just has too much talent.
Also Hoovie soll laut Konnan einer der 5 besten Wrestler der Welt sein, aber schätzt die Chancen nicht so gut an, dass
yeah, that's the thing, Scotland. You bring that up. We've watched it in your stream before. Conan acts like he did this hard-ass rap. It's like, no, he pretty much did Rico Suave. Theobald, thank you for following. I appreciate you a ton.
to the German fans that I'm very, very, very happy to be here in Germany. I always wanted to come to Germany.
I'm very, very happy to be here in Germany and do nothing.
The history of Germany. I've always been a big fan of their history.
Oh God,
I
that
really
doesn't sound good.
To, Berlin. I want to go to Munich. I want to go to other places. And I was very surprised at how many people in Germany knew who I was. I was very surprised how many kids spoke English.
Yeah, that was a weird comment. I'm a big fan of German history.
I really all my life wanted to come to Germany, and I want to come
As
back.
the cats dancing in the
more
corner.
of your culture. I've always been very fascinated, always been very fascinated by Germany.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't. No, that was awful. That was awful.
It was a great
Right?
Thank you very much.
And I hope you're going to be back someday. Bye-bye.
To talk about how you're maybe interested in Nazis? Okay, Konnan's stepdad is Jewish. Okay, that makes things a little better, but still was weird. Alright. A lot of red flags, but especially the ones what Konnan said. Alright. So that was our first little surprise. So we got Konnan saying he's very interested in German history, fascinated by Germany. That is a good episode title. I just don't want to be associated with that myself. Ashenoff, the name is from his stepdad. Okay. Thank you, Suzanimal. And also him just straight up saying, hey, I'm going to quit this company. Like, fuck this place, I'm out. The second thing we're going to watch before we get into the main show is something I've talked about on here the last few weeks. And I'm like, I just need to find a place to plug it in to watch it. We have to witness this together. So about, I think it was 13, 14 years ago, very early on in YouTube's ascent to what it is today, one of the first wrestlers to take advantage of YouTube and its capabilities was Van Hammer. Heavy metal, private stash himself, major stash. He decided he was going to take on a second career. That was his first career because he wasn't wrestling anymore. In the art of mime karaoke. Yep. It's as weird as it sounds. I haven't seen this in years. I wanted to have a fresh reaction for the stream. I watched it a lot back then. I remember it being really weird. Thanks to my pal Ben Pasco, El Paso, Texas on Twitter. That was going to be playing Minecraft. If only. I believe he's heading to jail for running over a child with his car now. So unfortunately, no Twitch for Mr. Van Hammer. So here we go. Van Hammer doing mime karaoke to Rockstar by Nickelback. Hey, Will Scott. Welcome. You showed up at the perfect time. Why was that his thing for bathroom? Why is... This is mime karaoke. Why is he barefoot? He's here to save the mime karaoke company. I've got nothing. Yeah, I've got... He just goes for like the most extreme pose or mime. That... Why? That's a good point, Scotland. He would be very good at TikTok. This is a TikTok. Hey, Troy Vang 86, thank you for following during the best part of the stream. Hey, he's not doing an invisible box. Good evening, Pro Wrestling Eve. I think he just pantomimed that he was going to be doing steroids. Jonathan brings up a good point. This probably would have been like a viral sensation when we were all under lockdown. Hey, Nathan. You popped in just in time. Hope work's going all right. And he's not screwing around here, by the way. Like, if I remember correctly, like, he sent out a press release to journalists. Like, he wanted this to be his new career. Again, why is that what he uses to mime hang? You could do, like, marionettes or something. I do not know the nationality of Van Herman. I don't know how this is a career, but he was going to try it. Well, so this is not speed dial. Handing out money is not speed dial. And here's the thing, it's not just that he thought it was a good idea to upload it. Like, I can tell by the movement, there's somebody else recording this. And also, somebody probably pressed play. There are probably 3 people, at least. Maybe even a 4th if he needed somebody to upload it for him, because he was an old person. Way too many people were involved in the production of this. He thinks he's doing a great job. Give it mom. Yeah, somebody had to put play on the tape recorder. He thinks he nailed that. All right. We're not going to replay that. We don't need to replay that. We all lived through that. That was a real thing. That just happened. It's on YouTube if you are feeling bad about yourself and would like to relive that. Hey, Tandy Laptop. I stepped into the bathroom when Konnan was hanging out with Germans, and I came out to that. We've been all over the place so far, and we haven't even gotten into the meat of things. But that's what we're here to do. We got meat to get into. So, without any further ado, let's finally get into the meat of the show. We are watching WCW Saturday Night from November 20th, 1999. We are a few weeks into the Vince Russo, Ed Ferrara era. Last week we saw the damage they did, the ruins. This week we go back a year and we see the bomb explode. So here we go. Saturday Night. Let me click the button. Again, this is a one earbudder. So let's go. The WCW nightclub. The thing that they thought was gonna like save the show. I would love an oral history of the WCW Saturday Night intro. This one. With like all the actors and the dancers. They should have gotten downtown Julie Brown. They probably could have. Ricky Rackman was on staff. And here he comes, the man, the myth, the legend, Dave Burkhead. Yes, bro. Yes, I agree with Nathan. I'm not a club guy. I would go to a club airing Dave Burkhead matches. Again, I've said it here before. Dave Burkhead had the best indie wrestling name. He was Knuckles Sandwich. David Not Young. And Dave Burkhead, the man born with 2 left feet for hands, is wrestling Juventud Guerrera, one of the all-time great luchadors. Subway Sandwich. Yeah, you beat Knuckles Sandwich 9 times and you get the 10th for free.
For you to join us, make the appropriate telephone call. We'll be there in Toronto. Can't wait. It's going to be cold as a witch's kazoo up there, but it's going to be hot in the air.
That's a weird thing to say, buddy. Cold as a witch's kazoo. How do you know somebody's from Atlanta? Seriously, 69 and on. Listen to this fake audience. Not a single person in this crowd moving. And yet it's... That is an oily fella. Hoovy went to his gear guy and was like, I need my logo on my pants. And the guy was like, where? He goes, my pants. And that's what happened. Nick Patrick appears to have not slept in about 2.5 weeks. Seems very confused that he's refereeing a wrestling match right now. Dave Burkhead owns no protective gear. Yeah, I could see that. Looks like a real pervert in those tights with no boots. So Dave Burkhead takes his drop kick all the way across the ring, and then he rolls outside and it's just like, whatever, fuck selling this. As Noli is knocking his medicine all over the kitchen. Apologize for that. Oh goodness. Those are tight shorts. But I respect a man who pulls the shorts up over the belly. Ooh, Dave Burkhead with offense. I'm glad Scott Hudson clarified that Dave Burkhead will not be on the pay-per-view. In case anybody was afraid that if they paid for the pay-per-view, Dave Burkhead would be there. Wait, is Dave Burkhead going up top? No Burkhead, no buys. Yes. I would love to see Dave Burkhead. Oh gosh. Dave Burkhead wrestles like the child that gets picked last in dodgeball. Like he moves like a child. I don't know how to explain it. He slid off of Dave Burkhead on that pescado. Yeah, Dave Burkhead, you would have never seen wrestle unless you were either a big Maryland indie fan in like the late 2000s or the late 90s, or if you watched the WCW shows religiously. What are those punches he's throwing?
Oh, don't worry. Thursday night on Thunder, we saw him get turned down by a bookie. That needs to go down in the record books right there.
Love you, buddy. Good night. Yeah, he saw a fly. He's like, Hoovy, duck! Trying to get this thing. Yeah, that's a good point, Susan Animal. This was once the show for WCW. And then Nitro and Thunder cannibalized it, and now Dave Burkhead is getting way too much airtime. Here we go. Hoovy driver. Dumps him on his skull. Yeah, selling my fix. I love when wrestlers stop to either sell to fix their shorts or like adjust their balls, or like when the ladies are like ow ow and then put themselves back in their tops and then go back to selling. I love it. It's the best. That being said, this is a big crowd for a late 1999 WCW Saturday Night taping. Like, they came to this small town and were like, we're not bringing any of the stars. You might get like DDP against Chavo Guerrero. And wait, what is it? Oh, reading a Goldberg vignette. What? All right then.
This portion of WCW Saturday Night.
That was. Wait, is Bray Wyatt coming to WCW?
Hungry? Why wait?
Was that CM Punk?
You want heated rivalries? We got
Yes, I'm glad World War III was resolved.
on the Superstation. Scott Hudson, Mike Tenay here on CBS.
And Optimum Vision. This
CURT HENNIG is in the
This is to me the way weird Saturday Night aesthetic. The double doors, of course, is the classic look, but this is when Saturday Night really settles into like nothingness, and I love it. That I would love one of those WCW crap logo button-ups.
No one will testify to that more than CURT HENNIG, because every time that CURT HENNIG laces up the boots, and every time that CURT HENNIG heads to the ring,
Mike Tenay is so into cooking shit.
No exception. Also here on the Superstation, we will see the Filthy Animals in action, as well as Vampiro and the Misfits. It's going to be a great Saturday night.
Also on this broadcast,
Mike Tenay looks like he's about to bust out laughing. It's gonna be a great Saturday night. We got Vampiro and like, I don't know, Evan Courageous or something.
rocketing up the rankings here in WCW, really riding the coattails, such as they are.
Scott Hudson does look like the guy who runs the grill at the WCW Nitro bar in his little teepee, full tint.
And the Mrs. Robinson of World Championship Wrestling, if you will, Medusa, Evan and Medusa from Nitro.
You have mentioned that, Suzanne. I'm very jealous of you that you went to the bar and grill in Vegas. Oh, this is a Russo Nitro. I was about to ask, why is Johnny Boone wrestling? And it's like, oh, because, of course. Ooh, thank you. Got a little tasty goodie. My lovely wife Alex is currently preparing some of the baked goods for Thanksgiving. I'm gonna chew right into the microphone. Yes, serving saltines and flat coke. Thank you, Cajun Jungle. Great. That's a WCW Worldwide bar and grill. Yeah, we just got like a 1-minute highlight clip video of Evan Courageous wrestling a referee in a street fight for some reason. A little much there.
Don't do it, Evan! Don't do it! There's still time!
Who gets to come out to the racist Japanese song? It's Kazayashi! Yeah, at least Yoshi Kwan. At least Kaz is actually Japanese, and they're being racist to an actual Japanese person. Like, that's how bad wrestling is. And when you're like, at least it's not cultural appropriation racism. Yeah, Johnny Boone was just like a referee they found. I don't even know. I think he might have been like an indie wrestler before that. Was he Brady Boone's little brother, maybe? Nonetheless, Evan Courageous is the star for this match. Kazayashi is the enhancement guy. Also, for those of you who don't know, that is his real last name.
Hey, you're right. He's not out here.
That's right. If you've never seen it, LJ just brought it up in the chat. Around this time, Kazayashi had a match with Raven on Worldwide that I swear to goodness is the best 4-minute match I have ever seen. It's better than on one of the 1, 2, 3 Kid from King of the Ring. It's incredible. And here come the Seagulls.
Tomorrow night, $25,000 in the Cruiserweight Championship on the line.
This is serotonin.
Disco
Oh, and they're chanting USA up. Poor Kaz Hayashi was not a heel. He's just a nice guy trying to make his way. Kaz Hayashi, a recent discovery on one of the Between the Sheets Patreon shows, apparently wrestled in America with no visa for not even minimum wage for WCW for like 6 months in 1998. Because WCW would not help him get a visa. But they would employ him. Kaz just like punched him in the face, and that was great. The Kazmeister. Yeah, Kaz is just like doing whatever he wants to Evan Courageous's face. I don't know what Evan did to make him mad, but this is awesome. Yeah, this sweetening's horrible. It's not even human noises. It sounds like they recorded a tornado with like a stick mic. Yeah, Kaz finally got a contract, like sometime in like late 98. Finally got his work visa. Around the time they started actually like using him in a storyline with Ernest Miller. I don't know, I'd have to look into that. I don't know if he had a tourist visa. Evan Courageous, I think Evan Courageous kind of was a 90s frat boy, but now that you bring that up, Brian, Evan Courageous should have debuted from like the Nitro parties where they would like go on campus. Like they should have brought a wrestler, one of them, and he would have like gotten into a fight with the guy. That would have been great. This is right before 3 Count forms, Tandy Laptop. This is like literally weeks. That's how fast Russo's storylines ran. Like we're probably about 3 or 4 weeks away from the formation of 3 Count. Yeah, if he was there on a tourist visa, it was a WCW idea. Because he was specifically brought over to work for WCW. Like, WCW brought him in. Yeah, before the Young Bucks and all those dudes were wearing sneakers, we got Evan Courageous wearing something he bought at the mall that day. I do not know if Kaz Hayashi, he might still be in All Japan. I'm not a big, like all the Japanese wrestling I watch are in Scotland streams on Pro Wrestling Potluck Thursdays at 9 p.m. twitch.tv/Mr. Green Mist. That's pretty much all the Japanese wrestling I get to watch these days. Hey, Rowan Fresh, looking good with those erotic Eric Fontaine emojis. As we're going to a chin lock, the hallmark of cruiserweight matches. Keep it erotic, dude. You know what? I'm gonna reach out to Eric Fontaine's family. They should release an erotic Eric Fontaine shirt. Just keep it erotic. Hell yeah. Yeah, Kaz and Muto were like the tightest of thieves. Apparently Kaz is a heel here. Hey, Drugs. Welcome. We are watching WCW Saturday Night from November 1999, where the fans are hating Kaz Hayashi because of where he was born. Gleet. Oh, here's what I know about Gleet, is I think there are people on Twitter who like it ironically, and that is about it. Kaz Hayashi wasn't that weird Japanese Bound for Glory where like Yeah, it was just a co-promoted show with I think it was All Japan, and like, but it was just another show, even though it was the biggest show of the year. It was very weird. Russell won, thank you. I forgot the name. I knew it was Kaz and Muto's thing. What's Evan Courageous gonna do here? Please don't break your neck, buddy. Oh. With the shove Rochambeau. Yes, Sonata was there. Hair Baron Von Raschy. Brainbuster. Beautiful move by the Kazmeister. Evan did just get arrested. By the way, fuck anybody who was ripping on Evan's mugshot. He looks fine for a 50-year-old. I saw people like, oh, he looks horrible. No, he looks like a 50-year-old man. Shut up. Here we go. What's this? Oh, he like turns around. Kazuma. What did he get arrested for? It was like some sort of what did he get arrested for? Evan Courageous. It was something. First tweet is Evan arrested? Is Evan Courageous arrested? Simple assault and injury to personal property is what he was. Ooh, let's get Goldberg dog tags. There's no way Opelika, Florida is a real town. Come on. What other material would a chain be made out of? Vampiro against Berlin in a paper chain match. Bunch of first graders put it together. There we go, Viano 5. What a comment from Scott Hudson. We got Viano 5. One of the best wrestling dentists of all time. That's just a normal thing. Again, I love that there's a period of time in pro wrestling where a ring announcer was able to say, accompanied to the ring by Jerry Only from the Misfits. Also, props to Jerry Only for being willing to do Saturday Night. He was in a position where he could have been like, oh, I'll just do Nitro. Pay-per-views, that's fine. But no, Jerry Only is working in Paducah, Kentucky. Jerry Only is showing up in Fort Wayne, Indiana. He's doing Saturday Night because he is dedicated. He loves the business. Also, it is very funny that Jerry Only, probably 2 months after this, sued WCW because Vampiro wore Misfits merch on TV. I'm like, you gave it to him. Vampiro, Will Scott, made it very far for somebody who was never trained how to bump. What is Jerry Only doing? Jerry Only just gave a running throat chop thing to Viano 5. That's a thing we saw. That's, you got a good point. He's drugs. He does have the devil horn thing. I couldn't make that work. Glenn Danzig would not be working Saturday Night. Glenn Danzig wouldn't even do Thunder. But yeah, watch Vampiro wrestle, and you'll notice he doesn't know how to bump. Nobody, this is a true story. Nobody taught Vampiro how to bump.
Will Lightning strike a third time?
He trained in Mexico, very rudimentary. He learned rolls, but he never learned how to bump. And he ended up becoming like kind of a top guy in America. Yeah, Danzig would do Starcade and just kind of lean on the rope, maybe fall asleep. He would want to go over.
An excellent point. Professor Vampiro can't do a lot of high flying if he runs the risk of just being yanked off the top turnbuckle halfway across the ring.
Like this move, for example. He'd be restricted in that steel chain match.
Oh, yeah, see, watch Vampiro. He couldn't land on his back. He couldn't do the suplex. He had to, like, kind of curl up on his side there.
Barely moving.
I will have to seek that book out, Suzanne.
And he's bounced. His head bounced off that canvas. That was a strange looking.
Jerry only will not stop moving, and it makes me very nervous.
Used to have my haircut like that. Oh, into the corner.
Oh,
Rihanna 5. Lateral press.
seriously, these are not human noises.
A kick out by Vampiro.
I do not know. There is no way any of the people booing are alive.
24 hours before mayhem.
Oh, I missed it. There was a fake crowd noise sign, Brian. That's amazing. The best part is nobody took it from them.
Lateral press. Vamp on top.
Fiano's gonna win.
Rihanna 5 out at 2. But Vamp sucking wind in there. That superplex from the
That's a nice thing to say about one of the wrestlers, Scott Hudson. Vampiro's sucking wind. Horrible cardio. He's blown up.
a stiff kick and a couple more. Oh, spinning back kick. Drops Rihanna 5.
And again, I have to make
Viano's there.
this offense from
What is...
if Berlin has him
Jerry only is wanting the tag.
way that he can do those kind of jumping kicks.
We all saw that he was up in the corner like, tag me.
Is wringing his hands in anticipation. Oh, face down. That's a painting of himself on the canvas. Wait a minute. Jerry
Stop moving, Jerry only.
Rihanna 5 and Vamp.
He clearly has a spot that's coming up, but he forgot when to go in. So he just keeps jumping in the ring halfway.
What impact.
And he keeps talking to Vampiro, and Vampiro's like, not now.
Only staring up at you from the ringside area. Good night. Oh, now look at this.
That's cool drugs.
Hand to the back of Rihanna
Meeting Vampiro. Hopefully he didn't drop out of a third-story window and land on his back on concrete to meet you.
But it's all part of their game plan.
Boom! Spinning heel kick with momentum.
Yeah, that's right. Doyle from the Misfits did date Gorgeous George. Changed her name to George Frankenstein.
They're so high on Vampiro.
There we go.
In the coffin.
Why is he telling... Why did Jerry only try to break up his dude's pin?
Hero had the mayhem with a victory.
And he has
What?
the win and the wall in his future.
Jerry only just tried to break up his guy's pin.
In Toronto tomorrow night, David Flair will square off one-on-one with Mrs. DDP.
He's the new worst manager. Not because of anything he's like actively, maliciously doing bad. He just doesn't know who's winning the match.
I don't know, but you better go see him. He's over there.
Oh, but Sal Bender, I said hello. I hope he's doing well. And that everything's going well in life. We miss Bender very much. I always hate it when I'm trying to get into somebody's locker room and the Harris brothers show up. Why can't they go study German history with Konnan? Yes, Suzanimal, you got it right there. A seasoned veteran, Asia, because she has muscles.
I don't know what to do out there. I don't know how to rest.
Relax, honey. Have a cream soda. You don't need
Also, what happened to the Harris twins? They just like got very casual.
little locker room, put on that little bikini, and I'll see you out in the ring in a couple of minutes. That's right, hit the skids.
What, buddy? You want to come over here for just a minute? Nolly's gonna pop his head in. He's dancing in the background.
Looks like a zebra with speed bumps.
Well, right when that happened. All right, I'm Father of the Year. As nothing happened, buddy. Everybody's saying hi to you in the chat. That's what's happening. Hey. So, say hi to everybody. You going to bed? No? I thought you were going to bed. Yes. Bye. All right. Love you too, buddy. All right. Father of the Year moment right there. Yeah, I hope he goes to get some sleep. I hope you go get some sleep. Good night.
Won't be that easy 6 days from tonight, sweethearts.
Buddy, I'm streaming, okay, buddy?
David Flair, one-on-one with the beautiful Kimberly Payne. Make the appropriate telephone.
Yeah, that angle was 100% pure Vince Russo. Thank you, Tandy, not letting my kids stay up to watch David Flair act. Now, to be fair, David Flair did better with that gimmick than he did being his dad's son.
Slim Jim. Slim Jim! Need a little saving? Never doing Slim Jim.
You WCW top talking wrestlers actually know.
New WCW top talking wrestlers.
They're really talking to each other.
Hey, Fanatic Gamer. I'd argue like into 99 through like beginning of 2001 is like the worst period of WCW.
Blast the butter from Jolly Time.
Jolly Time popcorn sucks.
5.0 is really
It's the worst.
better than before. There's just a wealth of things that you can only find on AOL.
And those dolls were weird.
Sign up today.
Inside every
You know what's so weird? America Online.
tender smoked ham and real cheddar cheese and a crispy, crusty, tender, flaky crust.
Hot pockets suck.
Residue can't be sanitary. You need new jet dry.
You know what we all do? We all sit there and stare at our glasses.
Sanitary.
New jet dry for sanitary dishes.
No one will ever go broke overestimating the
Popcorn is boring. Sorry, Drug. That was a great comment.
However, Kevin Nash took it one step too far on Nitro, Mike.
You need to see a Optimum Vision. I need to see a show that includes Eden News, Luger, and at least one Steiner brother. I'm sure we can do that soon. I'm sure we can do that soon. Mike Tenay looks like he runs one of those, like, not like Scientology, but like one of the bootleg Scientologies that really wants to be Scientology but can't be Scientology. They like have a quarter of the budget. Like bootleg L. Ron Hubbard.
Let's go back to Nitro. This involves the Outsiders, Goldberg, Bret Hart.
Search of this song. I love the juxtaposition of Mike Tenay looking with that song. Oh, this is when Russo's big idea for Kevin Nash was to have him wear makeup every week. Because he did the Vince McMahon thing. Hey, Dave in Syracuse, thank you for bringing up the Gambler and subbing with Prime once again. Appreciate you greatly. If you got the bleeps on these shows were hilarious. Because they weren't bleeps, they were like the extra sound effects they could find in the whatever. Got half the brain. Kevin Nash dressed like Joey Gladstone with the Red Wings jersey. Yep, that's Sid's son, who looked like a normal person, relatively. I never watched Big Brother, but just the YouTube clips and pictures I've seen. He looks, for being Sid's kid, just looks like a dude. Oh God, please don't kill him. Please, okay. Sid and Goldberg had like a really fun match, a really brutal but fun match at Halloween Havoc around this time. Sid bled everywhere. He's getting a padded chair. Seriously, that is the most padded chair I've ever seen in my life. Hey, Flex Bori, thank you for popping into the chat. Yes, Sid Vicious. Is that iCarly? Is your emoji? Sid did not come back to WCW after the foot thing. Welcome No Mercy 99. That was like 2 months before the company closed. Next time anybody saw him, he did an indie show in Montreal for IWS, the group that Kevin Steen and Sami Zayn came from. And he showed up with like, it was him, PCO, 2 little people, and like a valet. And he had this idea for a new group called The New Shit, based on the Marilyn Manson song. Oh no. Secondhand embarrassment. Scott Hudson doing The Rock's catchphrase, while The Rock was the biggest star on the other show. That foot injury was brutal. And Sid says he was up there because Johnny Ace was like, hey, you have to do a top rope drop kick, huh?
You want to know what's happening in professional wrestling? Don't go anywhere else except to the phone. 1-900-909-9.
This is around the time those two airlines together were great. Together they have like half a haircut. That was around the time that this might even been the week that I rung up like a $400 phone bill. Who? Oh, it's Sonny Siaki, baby. WCW was just utter chaos. This is a stream all about, this week's stream is all about WCW wrestlers being like, WWF's way cooler than us. It's 1/3 of the Flying Elvises. Sonny Siaki, Kaki Siaki. Also weird music, like 90s like southern pool bar music. He was fun in TNA. There we go, Chuck Palumbo, Jungle Man.
On earlier editions of WCW Saturday Night, he is a tremendous athlete.
Love Chuck Palumbo, he's the best.
Bulky frame, you would think this guy is a power ground-oriented competitor. He can fly. Well, it's great to see a couple of.
That's right, he can fly because he's from the power plant. Everybody who came out of the power plant was a fucking mutant.
They're in the spotlight.
All of them. They were all giant and could do top rope anything.
Goes a long way in their career in World Championship Wrestling as they attempt to move up that ladder of success. These two young men are starting out at the bottom rung.
You know,
And the referee's just like, yeah, I'll let you. Yeah, that rope break doesn't count because he pulled you off.
Bret Hart had his first match. Goldberg had his first.
That's a good point. Yeah, all the power plant guys were like Vince McMahon, like wet dreams. But like, very few of them succeeded in WWE.
In the videotape library and say, hey, you know Chuck Palumbo, you know GQ, Sonny Siaki, I got their first match on tape.
Nice roll up.
Scott Hudson trying to sell this as, oh, tape this match so you can bootleg it on the internet someday for a lot of money. That is a weird selling point.
Japanese arm drag takedown by Chuck Palumbo and GQ Siaki. Oh, Gordon.
Also, Scott Hudson's not even bothering with his fake name. Yeah, that's Sonny Siaki. Look at that, that was dope. That dude's 6'5".
Springing up the middle rope and nailed him right.
Nobody told Sonny Siaki to change out of his Zubas. Yeah, he probably just wore those to the building.
Chuck Palumbo doing some damage to GQ. Oh, the right hand.
Yeah, that's Jericho is in WWE at this time, losing to China.
Sonny Siaki. Oh, this kid from the Samoan Islands. He's 6'1".
He's from the Samoan Islands? No, he's from fucking Georgia, you weirdo.
Unleashed a DDT on Palumbo.
Did he ever?
Or Florida. Or, he's not from the Samoan Islands. Come on, Mike Tenay.
Face sets him up.
Alright, Tandy, take it easy. We will see you later. Thanks for popping in.
Looked like a version of the Hennig flex and turned it into a neck breaker.
See you around as GQ gets a 2 count. Says referee / street fight loser Johnny Boone.
Track and baseball. Even played college football.
And like saying Kofi's from Jamaica, but like Mike Tenay especially is like Japanese wrestling nerd. I'm sure he was correcting everybody. Like, no, Tokyo Magnum is from Tokyo. He's not just from Japan. Oh, that's rad. That's rad, Peter Crawford. Kid Romeo is your Facebook friend. That's a good episode title too.
Well, two pretty good ones. Ricky Steamboat and Sting.
Oh, yeah. Rear chinlock from Siaki on Palumbo.
Hey, Croc Manton. I believe I pronounced that correctly. Thank you for popping in and following, bringing the soda, the flat soda and the crackers. Kid Romeo did go to TNA later. Did mostly enhancement work, but there's the famous story that he tried to pitch, because he was working as an exterminator in real life at the time, and he tried to pitch that gimmick. And he brought like bugs and like his like backpack of spray stuff. And he like into the locker room like, hey Jeff, look at this, I can do this. And Jim Cornette freaked the fuck out and like ran and screamed because he is deathly afraid of bugs. Alright, awesome. I pronounced it perfectly. Croc Manton, thank you for popping in. Happy to have you here. Take your shoes off, kick back. Got another hour of fun. On top of everything else we do every week. Oh my gosh. Okay. As I scream and blow out your earbuds. That's a good point, 699. We're all friends. Here, the transitive property of Twitch means that Kid Romeo's all of our Facebook friends. That's a good point. Hey, Terry Allen. Yeah, Cornette's the one who tells the story, so it's not even like somebody trying to make Jim Cornette look bad. Jim Cornette's the one who told the story about Kid Romeo scaring the shit out of him with bugs. Dave Burkhead should have not been. He should have been the champion of like Dave Burkhead Championship Wrestling. I believe he just kicked him right in the balls there. Everybody did that Bulldog in 1999. I like AEW. What is the card for this event? So far we've seen Dave Burkhead and Juventud Guerrera. We've seen Viano 5 and the Vampiro. How could I forget Vampiro? He brought Jerry Only from the Misfits out. They said we have the Filthy Animals coming up. I tried to avoid looking at the cards for these shows because they're so random. I just want to be surprised. And I figure we can all be surprised together. But this is like late 1999 WCW Russo era. That's about where we're at. Big Punisher. Nobody called Big Pun Big Punisher. You know, I love having Scott Tenay yell at me. Not Scott Tenay. Scott Tenay! Look at me. Scott Hudson yell at me about Metallica and Kid Rock. Van Amber and David Arquette. Yeah, for 1999, that's like all the big names in like rock and rap. Like, that's a pretty good collection. Not like musically, but like star power. Why is everybody on this show dressed like an FBI agent who just got home? The Harris Brothers, The Wall. Peter Crawford has a CD. Yes, Berlin. It's always funny to me that they brought in The Wall to be like this big giant guy, and they put him with a guy who's like 6'4" already. So like he has a big head. I'm so confused by this match. Is he going to whip The Wall with the chain? Seriously, if you decide, hey, I'm gonna wrestle in dress clothes, you have to find a way to keep them tucked in. Otherwise, you look like a child. Like at the end of Thanksgiving dinner, like all your clothes are all over the place. Who do we got here? Taz? Otherwise, you do look like Roadkill. That's right. Good point, Croc Manton. Johnny Attitude, who's just stealing everything from Taz. So, No Mercy, their name was not Berlin Wall. That would have at least been like 1% clever. No, they were just Berlin and the Wall. But yes, his name was the Wall because that one. Johnny Attitude, just like a Florida indie guy that just got hooked up with WCW to do enhancement work. At one point, he was fake Goldberg during the Jericho Goldberg stuff. I believe later he was like the road manager for the micro wrestlers. Peter, her name was Luda Ingeldorf? Oh, why did I turn that up? Okay, yeah, we do not need that turned up. It's like in Berlin's fancy entrance, which is just turn the contrast up way too high. This was high-tech television in 1999. That's right, Peter. He was supposed to manage Harlem Heat in 1994 because the cell phone, they were coming out with a cell phone talking to somebody, teasing a manager, ended up being Sensuous Sherry. But he was supposed to do a Paulie dangerously ripoff gimmick to make fun of Paul because ECW was taking off at the time. It is very European, Ryan, to just have the contrast way up on your television. What with Johnny Attitude? It's like looking all tough, like he's gonna hurt somebody. He's like 5'8", like 200 pounds. He's ripped. Don't get me wrong. This is what Germans look like in the Matrix. It was absolutely for the better, Peter, that Sherry got with Harlem Heat. Because Sherry's awesome, and Johnny Attitude is that guy. Berlin absolutely is still less problematic than the Harris Twins. Berlin wore a trench coat. That's better. Harris Brothers loved German history. He looks like a miniature Zangief. Yes, he does. What a way to talk about your fans. Scott Hudson talking about $3 marks in the stands.
WCW Saturday Night. Just pull the knob off the TV and leave it on TBS. You're not gonna believe
Scott Hudson just saying whatever he wants because he knows nobody's gonna make him re-record this. He just got off work from the FBI. Again, his real job was in the FBI, and he would drive across town to Atlanta to record the show. Mark Madden had not started commentary yet. Mark started in February of 2000. And now they're just bickering about Mike Tenay not being around for production meetings. Ooh. And Berlin's bumping around for Johnny Attitude. Wow. Madden was a hotline guy. Before that, he was a newsletter guy. He wrote in the Pro Wrestling Torch for years. And then, yeah, he got hired by WCW to do the hotline. And then he did like the web chats. Kind of like what we were watching with Oliver Kopp and Konnan a little bit ago. Scott Hudson, I want to do commentary on Nitro. There's too much politics, so I want to go to WWF. So, Suzanne, Mark Madden didn't do that interview. That was Wade Keller who did the interview. But Mark Madden was like, wait, they just hired him. Hank Aaron is a top executive in Turner, and he said this stuff about black people. Let me send that to Turner. So he didn't do the interview, but he like was in the scene and he sent it over to Turner and got him fired. And Scott Hudson had this is weird. He like He would just pop up places after this. Like, yeah, like TNA with Monty Brown doing interviews. And he's like 6'2", made the talent look small. There's his head's huge. I just hope at the end of this, Brian Knobbs doesn't shout at us about how he died.
He's been in total control of this matchup. European uppercut and just rocked Attitude into the corner.
Yeah, it's still the Wall brother.
Berlin gonna shoot Attitude across. Got him into the rope. Oh, spinning.
Oh yeah, spin wheel kick.
Attitude dropped like a rock.
Wall came in his FYE. There we go. Neck breaker.
Hangman neck breaker. Hook the far leg. Great weight distribution. It's over.
I'm sorry, Scott Hudson, you can't be going on about... Okay, thank you, No Mercy, for the sub. Appreciate you. Tip of the cap, much like the gambler. Appreciate you a ton. And for bringing the erotic Eric Fontaine emoji. But, you can't... Scott Hudson can't get deep in the kayfabe lore about, like, weight distribution and neck breakers and stuff, and also be talking about $3 marks in the same segment. You can't do that. This tournament's insane. If you've never tried to go back and watch it, I have a weird feeling, I hope I'm wrong, but I have a weird feeling this AEW round robin tournament might end up not necessarily as weird as the 32-man WCW World Title Tournament, but pretty damn weird. It is the Blackboard meme. Because, like, people were getting eliminated and then coming back in, like, the third round. And, like, Medusa had 2 first-round matches. Yes, the tournament was very much Vince Russo's idea. That was his first big thing when he came in. By the way, shout out to my SSRI gang. Taking my medicine for the night. Keep my brain chemicals somewhat even.
Nobody's got it, Mike. Scott Hudson, it isn't often that going into a WCW pay.
You think they like played this music like in the studio while they were doing this?
Heavyweight champion will be crowned. Well, that's exactly what we can do. We can make that.
I love taking,
mayhem,
you know,
WCW title tournament. It
pills and acid, going out and grinding on people while Mike Tenay lectures me about storylines.
One of those 4 men will
awesome, Terry Allen. Glad I could remind you. Hell yeah. That's very kind, Optimum Vision. Thank you. I'm not a Gen Zer. I cannot fake enthusiasm. I am too tired for that. I am but an old dad. I'm 36 years old. I am tired, and I only scream when people almost kill themselves in these wrestling matches we watch. I appreciate that, Optimum Vision. Thank you for the kind words. I love how one of the first things Russo did when he came in was like, hey, JJ Dillon, you dress way too formally. Get rid of the tie. Let's get some denim in there. Let's cool it up.
32-man tournament right here tonight to determine who should be the new champion.
Hell yeah, we take our pills at the same time. Hell yeah. Mental health. Look, hey JJ, go out there, ruffle up your hair. Sit backwards in a chair and be like, hey guys.
She'll never get out of this.
Diamond Dallas Page, former 2-time world heavyweight champion, was taken out of the tournament thanks to David Flair and the Crowbar.
What band was this? Was this Dope? Who did this song? What I kill loose. Tony Marinara. What a name for an Italian manager. Tony Marinara. Yeah, by the way, they did cage matches. Just random cage matches in this tournament. And they just had a match where Sting beat Brian Knobbs half to death with a baseball bat. Yeah, Russo loved The Sopranos. You could tell. Russo was a big HBO guy. We had a hardcore match for no reason. Tony Marinara versus Vincenzo Beccasini. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Sting turned heel at Fall Brawl, Suzanimal, right before Russo came in. They turned Sting heel.
Although he didn't pin Hennig, Jarrett prevailed by countout. Medusa, even though she lost her first-round match to Ming,
Oh no,
was given a
ew.
second chance by the powers that be, and she faced the crippler Chris Benoit. Scott Hall won his second-round match, prevailing over a very...
And Lash LaRue made it to the second round to wrestle Scott Hall.
The Total Package and Sting both advanced to the third round thanks to injuries to Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah, two people advanced to the third round because their opponents were beaten with rubber weapons. Yes, Vince Russo did win the title in a cage match a year after this, and then retired undefeated.
The crippler Chris Benoit prevailed over Scott Hall of the Outsiders. The first man to go on in the tournament is the crippler Chris Benoit.
What is that, Nick Patrick? You're just doing the Michael Hayes thing. Not checking on the guy, come on. Yeah, this was the weird point where Russo tried to like give Ming depth as a character. You always knew a new booker was in charge because Ming got a renewed push. Like, to wrestling bookers in the 90s, Ming was kind of like a bad boyfriend. Oh, I can fix him. Yes, I can. If every new booker would come in, that's exactly what they would say, Suzanimal. If this were real, it would be Tank Abbott and Ming, and the rest of you fools would be on the undercard. But then people would just beat Ming. There we go, Brian. Is it a shampoo commercial? No. It's Atlanta-based DJ Jimmy Barron.
You're so right.
That's such a sad pool. Like, the pool's fine itself, but it's like two women and a middle-aged dude. I'm glad they at least made him use a real phone to record that.
Road report thanks to 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
What's that? Like, did she trick him into using 1-800-COLLECT? Like, is it a sex thing? I don't know. I love when wrestlers get to talk about weather, because it's always the forecast calls for pain. And yes, Brian, my favorite road records were Lee Marshall talking on a phone that's clearly in the locker room. You can probably hear like Rick Steiner farting in the background. Hey, we're in Charlotte, and I saw a weasel. Hey, Bobby Heenan, you're a weasel. Ha, ha, ha. It's great. That's why WCW went under the collect call charges. Dude, Lee Marshall's weasel jokes. Like, that's why everyone thought Jerry Lawler was good in the 90s. Was because the other channel had Lee Marshall. Talk about weasels.
Midnight strikes. It's all over for Patty and Geraldine.
When midnight strikes,
Patty and Geraldine.
Creative control, see, they need to learn that a good mystery always comes together in the end. So keep your eyes on your watch.
Why is Booker T talking like he's in a Scooby-Doo cartoon?
Now can you dig that?
And again, we have wrestlers dressed like they just got home from work, and they don't want their wife or kids talking to them. They just want to sit in their recliner and watch the news. Fall asleep to some NBC nightly news. And again, it's a handicap match for no reason. It was probably the tournament. Crap. The Harris twins probably got to the third round. And another Vince Russo thing was just stealing the stuff he would do in the WWF. But instead of The Undertaker, it's a giant female bodybuilder. Can she punch? That's a weird thing to say. That would have been very funny 69 and on if after Midnight's run here in like 2000 Vince Russo brought her back as the female American badass on a bike. That would have been very funny. But no, that was just straight up the Undertaker's entrance. There we go. Jet. Yeah, that's Jet Jaguar. That's his real name, Brian Burnick. That's a Florida indie star Jet Jaguar. One of the guys hired for the Cruiserweight Saved by the Bell thing that I talked about on Monday's WCW Deep Cuts short. That Eric Bischoff told Kane to go hire a bunch of cruiserweights from the indies to be part of this thing. And then most of them got fired because Bischoff got relieved of his duties. He's not related to Fit Finlay. I think he's from Tampa, Florida. Elix Skipper. Almost a year before he became a member of Team Canada. He's a freak athlete, dude. I cannot imagine if Elix Skipper came around these days, man. Burnick is not a graduate of the WCW Power Plant. Scott Hudson, he's an indie wrestler. I just out-nerded you. Pushing up my imaginary glasses. Kenny Dykstra. Kenny Dykstra, I cannot believe Kenny Dykstra is an agent in WWE these days. I believe he's younger than me. He's like 34, I think. Trying to go for it.
Beautiful suplex. I mean, zero body fat on these guys. Immediate float over by this.
That was cool. That little float under move he did there. That was very cool. That's the thing about the Power Plant guys, is they couldn't like really put together a match, but they would just bust out the coolest thing you'd ever see randomly. That has CURT Hennig written all over it. So far, a hell of a match here these two are having. As the Ghosts, boo! Oh! At least the Elix Skipper sold that. Not like Dave Burke had earlier. Muay Thai. Yeah, he got him right in the mouth with that drop kick. That's this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ah! That was cool. These guys are trying. It's almost like nobody told them that this show is not watched by anybody with power in WCW. At the most, Mike Tenay might like jot your name down on a format sheet when he's at Nitro. But like in the corner, not like booking you in a match. It's like, oh, Elix Skipper, that's a cool name. That would be wild. If we find out all these people in this audience like died the weeks leading up to this show. And it's kind of like Field of Dreams where they set up a ring in a small town somewhere. And all these dead people came out of the cornfields and like kind of like zombied their way into the seats. And these are the noises that came out of their bodies as they sat there.
And I understand that not only is it a 6-person tag match under mixed rules, men and women, but it's also, here's an extra stipulation for you, it's an elimination. Just think of the possibilities. It could be 3-on-2, could be 3-on-1.
Dude, I would love to see that indie show. With all these dead people in the audience. I've heard of dead crowds before.
It could be all 3 Revolution members, Malenko, Saturn, and Asia, against Corey. Because if you're pinned or if you submit, you've got to leave the ring. You've got to head back to the locker room.
Yeah, Elix Skipper's hairline was rough. The guy had everything else going for him. body was perfect. Amazing athleticism. That hairline. Boy, oh boy.
Think of the other possibility. If the Filthy Animals were to eliminate Malenko and Saturn, then it would be Kidman, Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, they're chanting Opie at him. While the is in the background, we get actual crowd noise. We get an actual chant. Yeah, he did shave his head eventually, yes. But it's very funny. They didn't even think, hey, let's turn it down a little bit. No, that's just all happening at the same time. It's an assault on your senses. I thought it was very funny. We brought it up last week. They said Elix was Canadian because he played in the CFL. A very fun little heel thing. Why did Billy Silverman get so close to him? It was a 2, I swear. Oh gosh. Just put him through the damn mat. And again, the crowd is chanting. Oh, what the hell is this? Oh, that was cool. Hey, what's your finisher? Oh, I just do this thing that nobody else on the planet can do with their head, and then I fall on you. Okay. That was a lot of fun. And it's the only thing, only like actual crowd reaction we've gotten in the whole show. Whoever taped the show didn't want us to see that commercial. I would love if this toy company someday, some like disgruntled employee leaked all of the audio files for those, and we just get like minutes of Goldberg. Speaking of hot pockets, gross.
The perfect gift to brighten the holidays.
If you were awarded
Let's advertise flashlights.
Lottery winnings payable over time, enjoy your money now. Call for your qualifying analysis and receive this information kit free.
Call 1-888-CASH-593 to get
I fucking love these creeps who advertise on wrestling shows.
You need today. Call Singer at 1-888-CASH-593.
You make this. Says, why Hot Pockets threw so much money into this show that they got 2 ads in the this show is sponsored by segment.
Invited the Filthy Animals into their house of pain. For Rey Mysterio Jr., there was no way out.
How many like 80s action movies can you fit into one little paragraph of ad copy? This is just before the period where the Revolution announced that they have become their own sovereign nation because Vince Russo wanted to have anti-American heels, but he didn't have any like Russians or anything on the roster. He had Berlin, but he's like, I want to go one further. It always reminds me of the Sovereign Nation Olympics sketch from Mr. Show. The independent nation of Bob. Also, I love how within like a few weeks of coming to WCW, Vince Russo gets like a Hell in a Cell commissioned because he can't just do a cage match. No. I thought he called him Ben Barry. That would have been a great name. Ben Barry Horowitz. No, Jimmy Hart's booking because Barry Horowitz gets a nickname. Yeah, Ray's knees. His poor knees. Is open to more than boxes on Christmas Day. Bad Barry Horowitz and Big Bronson Reed. That's a match. We need to get that made. But Barry Horowitz is taking bookings again. This could actually be very fun. Barry Horowitz is good and Eddie's Eddie. And here comes Konnan, sneaking his way back from meeting with Bruce Pritchard. All right, LJH, you take care. We'll see you next week. Glad to have you. Get some rest. Look at all these white people. That's how I would dance too. Why aren't the shirt bootleggers making that Konnan Filthy Animal shirt he's wearing? That's a great shirt. That's like a really cool shirt, and we cannot get the shirt bootleggers to make it.
Oh man, 4 to 6 months? Have not heard those figures. Wow. I'm sure we'll get
Scott Hudson with great acting. I haven't heard that about Ray. He's at 4 to 6 months. What?
So he's not going to be in Toronto tomorrow night. I don't see any way that
Also, if you want a crowd to react, just point a camera at them. Those people were going nuts that they might be on Billy Kidman's camcorder.
Come back to our Nitro, Thunder, WCW Saturday Night broadcast, even before
Dude, everybody in every match ever does Eddie spots. Like, I can't think of a pay-per-view in the last year that hasn't had at least one match with like Eddie Guerrero spots.
Eddie, we see Konnan and Kidman at ringside, Kidman with the kid cam. Where's Tori? You know, the way that the film
Where's Tori? Her.
This past Monday on Nitro, I wonder if they're keeping Tori under wraps until Mayhem.
Literally. Tell you what.
Of course, it's the late 90s, so we have to talk about women like they're not human.
Another jacket around Tori when she's in that bikini. I know I'll get kicked up and down the interstate, but it's worth it.
No, do you hear the heat between Tony?
That was. I like them struggling to bring him down, and the dropped hold.
Eddie Guerrero and Barry Horowitz, two veterans doing battle here on Saturday night. Full scoop and a slam from the Filthy Animal. One half of the world.
I always wanted to see like a half scoop slam. It's always a full scoop slam.
Eddie from the apron into the ring.
I know, speaking for you, Scott, as well as everyone associated with World Championship Wrestling, the WCW Saturday Night crew would like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Mike. You will have a happy Thanksgiving.
This upcoming Thursday, Thunder is going to be preempted here on the Superstation, but we will be back with a live Thunder broadcast.
Yeah, you can't do Thunder on Thanksgiving. You can't do Thunder. Ray Horowitz is wearing Nike sweatbands. Big fan of that.
To really digest the complete fallout of Mayhem and the Auburn Hills Nitro, join us right here 1 week.
Oh, nice suplex from Barry Horowitz. Telling you, Barry Horowitz is a very good wrestler.
Recap what promises to be an explosive 24 hours in the life of World Championship Wrestling. Lateral press, hooks the far leg, Horowitz got a 2 count on Eddie. Quickly back.
Give a big boot to whoever just unfollowed me. You're a jerk. But I love the rest of you who have stayed followers.
Look at that. What happened to Konnan's teeth?
I don't know.
Yes, Al Snow did the overhook and the headbutts. Yeah, that's right.
Those real teeth? Gut ring. Oh.
He did them in real life too, not just that crappy WWF Attitude game.
What happened to Tori Wilson is maybe more important.
Konnan wearing, I think he was wearing Billy Bob teeth.
Maybe they're related. Maybe there's something about Tori that has to do with Konnan's teeth.
Now you're really stretching.
Well, the possibilities are endless. The powers that be running things downstairs, for Pete's sake. Who knows?
As he spits on Billy Kidman. How dare you, Billy? Konnan might be under wraps. Who knows? Should have sent Leslie Nielsen on that mission.
Rolls him up. Only got a 2 count on Eddie Guerrero.
Seriously, Barry Horowitz was so good.
Another 2 count for Barry Horowitz, no doubt about it. Eddie Guerrero. By the loss of his familiar.
That would have been very funny. Al Snow he apprehends a mugger by headbutting him under the armpits.
Rediscovered his focus. Oh, what an uppercut on Barry Horowitz. Drove him all the way to the canvas.
And look how quickly he follows up. As soon as Eddie has the edge, he's ready to put Horowitz away.
Hey! Guerrero apparently a little bit Italian.
Grab a copy WCW Saturday Night show from about 2.5 years ago. And look at the difference in Eddie Guerrero. The man is a fiend when it comes to conditioning.
Man is a fiend.
Oh, look at that one. Face first.
Also, Scott Hudson again telling people, hey, you should like tape these shows and sell them. Shout out to the bootleggers out there.
Eddie takes it up top. Barry Horowitz never saw it coming.
Seriously, this crowd loves them some Eddie Guerrero, but they're still playing the fake crowd audio. It's like they had a guy that worked on the fake crowd audio, but since it was Thanksgiving weekend, he just pressed the button and then walked away. I wonder if the Kid Cam footage is in the WWE archives. I should investigate. Probably not. Probably like got incinerated in a trash dump years ago. I love having people grind on me while we watch Goldberg matches. That would be, if it were these days, there would be a live feed of the Kid Cam. Guaranteed. The Posse. Was he not allowed to say Insane Clown Posse? Mike today looks like he's about to tell somebody that their parents died. Young man, sit down for a second. First off, Liz Mark Jr., great wrestler. That being said, your mom and dad died in a car accident.
In the high-profile world of professional wrestling, well, it's a very pressure-packed environment. But when you think of the pressure that weighs on the mind of CURT HENNIG, every time that he goes to the ring may be his last. Well, the powers that be did it again this past Monday on Nitro. Who did they put in Hennig's way?
It makes it sound like they're going to kill CURT HENNIG in the ring.
Between CURT HENNIG and retirement, the insurmountable man himself, Goldberg. CURT HENNIG,
the insurmountable man makes him sound like a disease.
Once again, let's go back to Nitro.
Environment, yes.
Threw up the blockade in front of CURT HENNIG. CURT HENNIG took on Goldberg.
That's that had to have been a rib. Also, why did nobody else do that? Just shut the door when he's walking through the hallway. Lock it. He can't get to the ring. Should have locked it, Kurt. Seriously, the only thing funnier than Russo era WCW is Russo era WCW set to techno music. Gary Spivey here on CURT HENNIG. Goldberg showing us all that he watches MMA. And then he gets up, he's like, oh, that didn't hurt. And why did he punch the referee? The referee did what he wanted him to. Saved his career. Goldberg is selling his leg more than CURT HENNIG is after that knee bar. Bow, 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 bow.
CURT HENNIG survived. He continues to be an employee of World Championship Wrestling.
Who's Plex? Alright, who we got coming here? Jeremy Lopez. Another one of those cruiserweights that got hired for the Saved by the Bell cruiserweight thing that I mentioned on my WCW Deep Cuts short that I put out Monday. Every Monday and Thursday on the YouTube channel, I release 60 seconds or less, weird stories about WCW's past, whether it be news stories, field storylines, gimmicks, etc. Got one coming out Thursday, even though it is Thanksgiving. I still have one held up. Got more techno. Who's this? It is Kid Romeo. Talked about him earlier. Bringing out his cockroaches to scare Jim Cornette. Dude. I could see all the curmudgeonly middle-aged white dudes in the locker room being like, oh, this is the coolest guy I've ever seen. The kids will love him. He does a hand thing. Then Jeremy Lopez dispenser. Here we go. We're gonna turn the lights off and give him a. Oh, we got glow sticks. All right. Look at Jimmy Hart throwing about $50 into this entrance. Look at that. There's somebody in a small town in Kansas that still has one of Kid Romeo's glow sticks.
At the WCW corporate offices come Monday.
Looks a bit like Xia Li, yeah.
CURT HENNIG has to hang up the boots, and Jeff Jarrett becomes the world heavyweight champion. I might actually show up for that one. Oh, Kid Romeo, finger like cradle. Jeremy Lopez takes that.
All right, Brian. Yeah, sorry you crashed, my dude. You just missed a lot of techno music.
Heads up, Toronto Police Department. Keep your eye out for the powers that be. If Jarrett gets the world title.
You can tell Scott Hudson works with the cops because he's giving shout-outs to the Toronto police.
North of the border.
Oh my gosh, what the hell's happening here? Oh my god! Oh, Jesus!
Over the top and through the ropes.
Oh, jeez! How did neither of them die? I don't know how that happens. Like, they were entangled, but one of them went over the top, the other went through the ropes. God, I wish I had one of those, like, Stevie Richards telestrator things. So I could, like, slow it down, play it in reverse, try to figure out what the hell happened. Here come the getting requests to show it again. Problem is, if I rewind it, I might crash my whole program right now. Yeah, see, I'm trying to do stuff and it's like getting all weird frame-wise. So unfortunately, I think this match is on YouTube though. God, I wish I could do picture-in-picture, like that Konnan interview earlier. Dude, that Hit Swerve Hangman match was dope. I loved it. Loved it. Though, Noli scared the shit out of me because he kept saying how much he wanted to do that when he grew up. As Hangman was drinking another man's blood.
We talked earlier about the 6-person elimination tag team matchup tomorrow night, that it might be man against woman.
Oh, running Liger Bomb. That was sweet. Picture-in-picture as a concept, I think could be done well. The problem is you're doing it, like, for every match. And, like, kind of just makes the matches all feel samey, I guess.
What's going to happen when push comes to shove tomorrow at Mayhem? And that bell rings, and it's time for physical contact between David Flair and Kimberly. I think Kimberly would be the first to admit she's not that familiar with being around a wrestling ring unless it comes to dancing with the.
So you, like, have two near-death experiences with that thing in the ropes and then, like, driving him on his head with the Liger Bomb. And now we're going to pull the ropes on the abdominal stretch. Should have done that, like, 2 minutes ago. Reversed the order, if you will. No Hot Pockets picture-in-picture ever on this stream, even if I figure out how to do that. It was a cool forearm.
We're finally going to get it settled. Did you see that powerbomb from Sid Monday on Nitro against his former tag team partner, Rick Steiner?
Yeah.
He had to send the dog-faced gremlin to the hospital in the ambulance. You heard about the injuries.
Sure.
All the compression of the
What will Jerlo do now?
around the muscle surrounding the vertebrae. Rick Steiner in a great deal of pain after being sent crashing through the stage at Nitro Monday night.
Ooh, that's a bruised tailbone.
Drop did not connect, and yeah, it sounds very familiar. Getting injured, and Rick Steiner.
What's this gonna be? Something? Oh, that was dope! Alley-oop! I love that move. That was a cool move. I love the alley-oop. More wrestlers should do the alley-oop. You know it's 1999 because he does the thing. It was big with the kids back then. You two can steal Valor with Goldberg if you order this pay-per-view. Also, you got like 2 months to send it in. That's lightning, not thunder. Says Bret Hart from the Sears photo studio. Pain. This is the most outdated commercial. All this stuff's from like a year and a half before, when the company was actually doing well.
Hey, Mike, do you know what Mean Gene's got on the hotline today? No, Gene's hotline?
Oh no, why again? I hate dads, uncles.
Well, you know what I have on the hotline this Monday?
Forecast calls for dense fog. Bam.
From the Mayhem pay-per-view, we also take a preview look at the week ahead in professional wrestling, and we review all the major stories of the past 7 days.
Like, Mike today looks like he's trying to convince me to pay like $1,000 to worship some alien that he made up in a booklet somewhere.
On the WCW hotline. Kids, get your parents' permission first.
This past Thursday on Thunder, Buff Bagwell faced Chris Benoit one-on-one.
They're not even trying to make it look remotely natural. Like, they've slowed down the fan footage. The frame rate's like 7.
You know what they're trying to do to me, okay? All I'm asking you, bro, is no flying headbutt, no cross face. You know about my neck, okay? Good, easy match, bro, okay? You know,
we're just like,
about that before you went out and self-proclaimed yourself to be the chosen one 2 weeks ago.
you know what, Buff Bagwell? You could have stopped everything that happened, but no. Also, what a look. It's like a leather shirt and sweatpants. And they just had to, like, bring in a 7-foot-tall security guard for the segment with Benoit. Buff's gonna hit him with his fake calves. Curt Hennig runs in for no reason. Had nothing to do with the storyline. And Chris Benoit breaks his neck. Also, Chris Benoit's supposed to be the babyface here, showing all that instinct that, never mind. There's this kid over there that really wanted to show us that he had a 7-up. There we go, Chris Adams. It wouldn't be a WCW show in this era without Chris Adams wearing his P.T. Barnum jacket. Is he a heel? He's a heel. He yelled at a fan, so he's a heel. What a nice jacket. That's a great jacket. It's like if the Beatles didn't think that Sgt. Pepper was British enough and they needed to, like, amp that up a bit. But also, he might be in the military. But he just shook a fan's hand. What is he? Is he a face? Is he a heel? Is he European? What? By the way, this is our main event. yeah, Curt Hennig and Chris Adams is the main event. Keep in mind, the storyline is, if Chris Adams wins this match, Curt Hennig retires. Yeah, the King of Butterflies, Curt Hennig, didn't catch on. So we got Curt Hennig. Imagine if this were real, canonically, Chris Adams could have retired Curt Hennig in the Civic Center in the middle of Nowheresville, Kansas. What if he just threw that jacket out to the crowd? That cost him like $1,500, $2,000. Look at me, I have a nice jacket, boo me. So wait, Curt Hennig was he a heel in the rundown from Thunder, and now he's a... That's right, Brian. If Chris Adams wins, he retires Curt Hennig and becomes the monarch of the Monarch Butterflies.
Oh, hang on. Tempers flaring here with Chris Adams and Curt Hennig. Two veterans.
So there's a lot at stake here.
Tomorrow night, in addition,
the entire royal structure of the butterfly species.
5 letters. I quit. Goldberg and Big Sid Vicious. I can't wait to see.
It's the one athletic thing Chris Adams could still do at this point, that kip up. Well, it was kind of a small package. Yeah, and here's the thing, I think it was Masked Heel brought it up. This would have been a hell of a match 10 years earlier. Nick Patrick's reffing this match like he's already got his beer on ice in the locker room. Come on, guys, let's get this over with.
All you folks in Buffalo, Minneapolis, Seattle, all the places that get a lot of snow, Denver, go out.
All those places that get a lot of snow. Oh shit, Kurt. You already are addicted to pills. You shouldn't be doing that. Curt Hennig, or no, Brian Adams. Chris Adams, another pervert who doesn't wear knee pads. I love how the security guard's not wearing a security shirt, so he just looks like a fan that's protesting this match. I'm not gonna watch this shit. Nick Patrick mustache is amazing. Cajun Jungle Tiger. Are you finally going to bed? All right, love you, buddy. See you in the morning. Chris and Brian Adams would have been a deranged team of criminals. Good night, buddy. Love you. You alright? Do I smell that bad? Not me. Love you. Alright. Curt Hennig appears to have eaten some hair off of his head. Yeah, nobody knows bad matches. He's a very perceptive kid.
We began with 32 men vying for wrestling's highest prize. We're down to the final 4.
There we go. Hennig neck snap. Well, bam.
Bret Hart takes on Sting. One of those 4 men will emerge with the world heavyweight.
There's a pin. Only a 2 count.
Sting is certainly no stranger. From that standpoint, he has to be the favorite. But think about the 2
What's this? Oh, hey, it's Chris Adams' finisher that he already feuded with people over and they beat him with it. Perry Saturn already had the better super kick. That would have been so funny. Curt Hennig's career just ends here.
He's the chosen one of the powers that be.
So many stories to tell about the final 4. Will it be an all-Canadian?
There we go. Hennigplex. Fisherman. 2 and 3. Curt Hennig maintains his career. We could not get out of that fast enough. Look at that. They're just like, fuck it. What if that match wouldn't have ended there? We just would have never seen the end of that match. All right. With that, we are done for the evening. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me for the last 2 hours here. WCW Deep Cuts Live. I appreciate you all coming and giving me your time. Giving us your time. Thank you so much to everyone in the Erotic Eric Fontaine chat, or fan club, aka the chat room. I appreciate you all. Have a great Thanksgiving if you are in America, and if not, have a wonderful week regardless. Next week, we go back to the year 1994. We're going to watch a couple episodes of WCW Pro from around that time. Gordon Soley, Dusty Rhodes, and Larry Zbyszko on the call for the beginning of the Hogan Reign of Terror in World Championship Wrestling. Yes, happy Yanks, thanks, says Brian. As always, like I preach, I hope you make it here next Tuesday, but if not, just make it the next Tuesday in general. You know, there's always somebody who cares about you. There's always somebody that loves you. Stick around for them. And if you can, make it here next Tuesday, because we care about you. This is WCW Deep Cuts. My name is Tom Green. Hoping for a ceasefire in the Middle East. And we will see you next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Here, twitch.tv/NotThatTomGreen. And look out for a new WCW Deep Cut short on Thursday. Have a great evening. Good night.